Now let's move for the network software. We have discussed in lectures, you know, in our introductory lecture, that what is exactly a network software, and network software is all about the networking. In the networking software, we have a companies like Microsoft Novell, and the network software. The examples are like, we are using our daily lives for any teleconferencing, video conferencing, because right now we are using Zoom. That is also one of the example of the network software. Okay. So how this all network software works? Why we are going? Why the university has introduced the Java networking concept in Unit 3 for our own well-being. I understand it is not in a course. I understand it's not, but to flourish that concept, to understand those concepts in a deep manner, what really the application of that is? Its application is all about to make the computing easy with the improvisation of the software, from which we can route easily. We can switch the path of data you know, passage easily. We can have a database. We can make a distributed database, and can be accessed simultaneously by the only simple one button of a client at the client end. So these are the things which is taken care by the network software. Now, for the network softwares, what really we need a communication protocol hierarchy. For the network software, what really we need? We need a communication protocol hierarchies. Okay. We need design issues for the layers. OSI modules we have already learned. We have a two type of connection oriented and connectionless services. We need to focus on this two part. Service perimeters very much important. At the server side, we need to create some service perimeters. What I always said that in the diagram when we are accessing with the Java T point. Okay. This service primitives. Service primitives are damn important thing to really understand the thing in a deeper manner. These are the service primitives. Bind, listen. Okay. Let's say first I introduced to you the concepts of socket programming in Java itself. I understand you will not understand in the first outlook of the programming introduction. Then I go for some. Then I give you the introduction of network in my through the historical uh, timeline to understand the concept better. Now I make you understand where this application, where the socket programming and all is applicable. It is all applicable within the this networking, so within the networking softwares and network softwares, and we understand the examples of the network softwares. Okay, how this all works with the APIs, and we all are using those softwares. Examples of our networking softwares are like logic monitor, data log, volume, hello manager, connection wise. We are not, connected with this. We don't know the operation because it's working in the, our opaque. This all things are opaque to us because to make the thing easy. Now we understand these things very easy. We understand these things a little bit enhance our understanding about why we are going to listen this, or why we are going to learn this Java, and why I'm using internet to in front of you. I can take a PPT and introduce it, but why this is something I want to improvise you about the flip learning. See, whatever content is available in the platform, what we call as the a web platform. I want to make you access about that, and let you know, and increase the inclusiveness. How to enhance your knowledge. There is various things in Word. Sometimes we are very much not intending to get those. These all the things are now part of the flip learning. So way we learn in one of the university programs. So its job is to give you first of all give you the idea of it and give you all the material and have a discussion. But right now in the present scenario, I will just discussing at my end and make you know, and then we'll discuss more about any query in our WhatsApp group. Okay. So this is something we have discussed. What is networking software? What is networking software? What is network software? Okay, and now this now we understand what is the service primitives as well. Okay. See, the relationship of the services to protocols very important. Services is defined by the server itself, and the protocols are uh, those ethics we have derived to make a world a better place for the exchange of information. And what are the protocol hierarchies we have in our network? And see, we have a this all thing is taken care by the teacher slides of a NTU Student book. It is a networking book what I have studied in my engineering as well. The first 3 units of the network, our computer networks is derived from this book only. In the last 2 years from the project. Okay. Protocol hierarchies. I understand you were saying why I'm going for so much of the networking. See, I am a web technology teacher. And networking concept is one of the basic entity in this. One of the basic entity to understand the web technology better. And we have talked about client server technologies like JavaScript, and how the XML works, how the CSS works, and how the HTML works. And in the phase of the client server, then we go for the networking, then we go for the server side. In the server side, we will try to understand about the servlet and JSP. Okay, we try to understand about the servlet and JSP. Okay, it's good to understand it as much as possible because we have our time. We can explore it in a better manner. Course completion is not an issue. We have got such an understanding. We can complete a course in 2 days. But for the understanding, better understanding, for the flourishing understanding, and I see you will not going to get any preparatory time for your coming examination, and all things is going to be online. So it's better to prepare for the AKTU as well as for job applications in the top-notch companies like Infosys, TCS, Amazon, what we will get in from AKTU. So these are the concepts which is needed. Sometimes we don't go to the concept, we just go overview of it and just write in the AKTU external examination and gets marks about 70-80%. We feel satisfied. No, it's not like that. The major output is how many of you has get a good opportunity of job, or go for some internships, go for some better higher education opportunity. These are the indicators which really shows that we understand something in our classroom programs. Okay, just to get a degree is not an important part. To enhance that degree is important. Okay, for that, that's why I'm elaborating this much of the networking thing. Let's move. What is any software program? If you're going for an object-oriented manner, abstraction will be the primary concept. Here, abstraction is also there. But how it is abstraction? We are just seeing you're just seeing this page at your end. You don't know how much networking softwares are working. How the networking softwares are working, how network software like Zoom is working, and parallelly how Novell is making those arrangements, or Microsoft is making those arrangements to make you available about this thing. And this particular page from my side to your side. So this all concept, all the complexity or the tenacity has been taken care of the software, and it has been hidden from your side. This is what abstraction means. Hiding the details behind a well-defined interface. Hiding the details is not important. Behind a well-defined interface, which is easy to understand as well, is the fundamental tool used by the system designers to manage complexity. It's the fundamental tool used by system designers to manage complexity. Okay, now complexity is there to manage the complexity by hiding the details and with the well-defined interface. Let's move. To reduce design complexity, networks are organized as the stack of layers. To reduce design complexity, networks organized as a stack of layers. We have a stack of layers, OSI layers. The purpose of each layer to offer certain services to the higher layers by shielding those layers from the details of how the offered services are actually implemented. AKA. What is AKA means? You don't know AKA? Go to Google. AKA is also known as information hiding, or abstraction is also known as information hiding, abstract data types, data encapsulation, and object-oriented programming. So this abstraction concept is, when it is practically used, is known as the information hiding. And in that process, we define some data types known as abstract data types. And that abstract data type, when combined with some property, we known as the data encapsulation. And it is one of the part of object-oriented programming. One to four, the major building block of the object-oriented programming, that is abstraction. Conversation between layer n on one machine to the layer n on another machine. The rules and the convention used in the conversation are collectively known as the layer n protocol. See, we have these layers: layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, layer 5. This is a layer 1 2 interface. This is a layer 2 3 interface, 3 4 interface, 4 5 interface. Now with this physical medium, host 1 and host 2 is communicating. I am here at my place and you are at your place, and with this interfacing and the protocol and with the protocol available, we are connected with each other. Real data is only transferred at the physical layer. All the dotted lines are virtual. See, all the dotted lines are virtual. We are only seeing at the physical medium, or seeing that the final data is only seen at the physical layer. What is network architecture? How we define network architecture? A set of layers and protocols is called network architecture. Neither the details of the implementation nor the specification of the interfaces is part of architecture. A list of protocol used by certain system. One protocol per layer is called protocol stack. Very important. One protocol per layer is called protocol stack. This is protocol stack. Typical flow: a message M is produced by application running at the layer 5 to layer 4. Layer 4 puts a header in front of the message to identify the message. Here we give an header from layer 5 to layer 4. Okay. Then header includes control information such as address code to allow layer 4 to destination machine to deliver the machine. Okay. Other example of control information in sublayers are sequence, number, size, and time. And these all were implemented in our URL programming. When we go for the URL connection programming, or when we have HTTP URL connection, we're trying to get any HTTP URL connections. Okay, these all were uses. These all were used. These all were used in the URL programming. We need to go for the program, protocol, host, port, and get a file. You know, these were the things. These are the things which we are talking about. That we have our some sequence. We get a header information. We get an address code. We get a sequence number, sizes, and all. So from here, we got to know about protocol, host, and get port. Okay. From here, we got to know about the open connection input streams and all. Okay. From here, we got to know how the HTTP URL connection will, understand our all bit byte information with the help of the headers. With the help of the header. This is a get header field key. This is where the concept is. From the 5th layer to 4th layer, we just, our data had got a header in front of the message, and in some layers we got a sequence number, size, and times, which helps to make this information to send from one computer to another. So we need to get a header field key, and from the header field key we will have an access of this I. And with the access of this, I will just go for the loop, and with this loop, we will get each and every bit and byte. And then consequently, we get a byte of the information what has been sent from the user to client to server, or server to client. It is a two-way connection. It is a connection oriented. I am taking an example of the connection oriented services. Okay. And level 3 breaks up the incoming message into smaller packets, units, packets, depending on everything. And we have understanding Antics in our in our last lecture how the first thing about packet was introduced. Okay, packet was introduced in the 1965, and with the help of the packet switching, and the concept of the 1969, we are still managing this thing. So how this communication flow occurs? We got a message, message got a header and and that header will have a different more information like sequence number, size, and times. Let's say sequence number, size, and times. And from the source machine to destination machine, again this different information about header and different headers and the source number, time, and header information is attached, and then here it has been in this tree we are getting that it has been divided, and this tree we are getting that in the from the bottom to up it has been it has been added, and finally the, the machine destination machine will get an output of this process. Layer 3 decide which lines to be used passes layer 2 adds the header and trailers, give the resulting unit to layer 1 physical transitions. And the receiving machine message moves upward from layer to layer by handling is stripped out and discloses. Okay. This is stripped out and here it is. Receiving message has been combined and it is stripped off, and the sending message is stripped off with the added information. Now see, what are the communication protocol? What are the communication protocol we have? Communication protocol we have. A protocol is the agreement between the communication parties. How communication is processed. Protocol is a set of communication rules between two processes. Okay. So client say hello, server. When the server will be ready, then the client name will be this one. Then grade math, grade history. Server will be ready, and its server name will be done. This one server will say server. This is a server information. This is a client information. How it works? It works like this. OSI proposed by the International Standard Organization. So USI model with the physical layer, which having a media signal and binary transmission, we go for the bits. Then we go for the frames with the help of the MAC. Now basic hardware distinction, MAC, MAC layer. Then we go for the part determination and IP. With the help, then bits turns to the frames, then turns to the packets. Okay, this is the media layer. Then we go for the transport layer to enter end-to-end connection and reliability, and which is the from bits to frames to packets, we get a segment. Now, in the session layer, inter-host communication, and that segment will be converted to the data, and that data got any representation or encryption techniques will be decrypted, and then finally, application they will have a data and the process the data will be processed. See, this is a simple application that when the client sent this, then from application to physical layer, then physical to application layer, this process happens. And what is really the work of the application layer? Let's move. So the closest layer is a like Outlook, Explorer, Firefox, Skype. We have HTTP, POP, SMTP, FTP, Telnet. So in the last example, in our course structure, we have an example of the HTTP URL connection, and that is what the thing is. Here the thing is application layer having a closer outlet. We are focusing on the application layer because we are going to connect our software with the help of the Java.NET packages. This is taking care of all the backend operations with the abstraction concept with this side. So in the application layer, we just use HTTP for our URL, which will help in accessing all the web pages which is defined on this port 80. And with the port 80, we can go for the sockets. And what is the major understanding of the socket? See, understand out here. A server runs on the specific computer and has a socket that is bound to the specific port. Okay. The server just waits, listen to the socket and then client, and make a connection request. Okay. Server just waits. This server just waits on its ports is defined It's defined as socket, and that socket has a listen. Listen. We have our method. We understand this method from here. Okay. So on the client side, the client knows the host name of the machine on the which server is running and the port number and which server is listening. Very important. Client need to know about the host name and the server port name. To make the connection request, the client tries to rendezvous with the server on the server port machine. The client also needs to identify itself to the server, so it's bind to the local port number and it will use the during connection. So client need the two port numbers, local port number and the server port number, and it will make a connection. This client have a port number and it will connection required to this port number of the server, but it will be go through this listen. Listen is socket, which has been defined out here. Listen, no? Listen is server side socket programming, and this is a primitive program we need to do before this connect, and then accept method will be there. Okay, if everything goes well, the server accepts the connection. Upon acceptance, the server gets a new socket bound to same local port and also remote endpoint. So set the address and the port to the clients. So it needs a new socket so that it continues to listen to original socket for the connection request by tending to the needs of the connected client. Okay, from this server port, we got an access. Now this part has been worked well. Now we got a connection from the port to port. On the client side, if the connection is accepted, the socket is successfully created, and client can use the socket to communicate with the server. Okay, now this with the help of the programming, we can make a communication channel. So a client server can now communicate. Socket is the one endpoint of the two-way communication link between two programs running on the network. Very important. Socket is a one endpoint of the two-way communication link between two programs running on the server network. A socket is a bound to port number so that the TCP layer can identify the application that data is destined to send. Very important concept. It is bound to the port number. I always say that every server, every machine has a MAC, and that machine has an NAC interface. And that with that interface we have a port number as well. And on that port number, socket will work. And here the major conceptual thing is that the socket is one endpoint of the two-way communication. Matlab, socket will define primarily in server side, which will better shown in this program, find, listen, accept. Okay, the endpoint is combination of the IP address and the port number. Every TCP connection can be uniquely identified by these 2 points. Okay, the way you have multiplied. The Java.NET package is the Java platform provide a class socket that implements one side of two-way communication between the Java program. That's why we have implemented the first program in our course structure. It's about of Java. Another program on the network. The socket class sits on the top of the platform dependent. Very important. The socket class sits on top of platform dependent implementation. Hiding the details of any particular system from your Java program by using the Java.NET socket .NET.socket class instead of relying on the native code. Your Java program can communicate over the network in the platform independent fashion. Okay. With the help of the Java, what is the use of socket? To make the platform, to make the network platform in a independent manner. Okay, platform independent fashion. Now, additionally, Java.NET includes the server socket class, which implements a socket that servers can use to listen and accept connection to the class. This lesson shows you how to use the socket and server socket classes. If you're trying to connect to the web, the URL class and the related class, URL connection and URL encoder are probably more appropriate than the socket classes. URL are the relatively high level connection to the web, and the use socket is the underlying implementation. That's why our course allows such go for the networking concepts. We will then go for the socket programming to understand the thing. Then we go for the URL class connection. So it is very much defined how the course has been given to you to make you understand the things in the better manner. This is what a URL is. Okay. This is what a URL is, and we have learned about URL and its connection, HTTP URL connection, and internet addressing. And we were on the datagram package, and I came across that you are not able to understand this. explore the concept as much as possible. Okay. So in the application layer, we got to think about HTTP, and finally our main task is to identify the who wants to communicate on the data network and source of level, signal the communication between the two data. And this is a presentation layer. Now I don't need to explore those. You better know all those layers than me because we have a revision. And this is information flow. We already understand. So design issues are there. How, and major thing is how to get about the congestion to starvation and the quality of the service. And then we go for the confidentiality, authentication, integrity, in the cryptography. And finally, in the connection oriented, we get a reliable message, reliable byte system, and reliable connections sometimes. So example is a sequence of pages, remote login, displayed voice. What is connectionless services? Unreliable datagram, acknowledgeable datagram, request reply. We have electronic junk mail, registered mail, and database query. This is examples of the connection oriented and connectionless services. Very much important. Okay. Then let's go for the connection oriented. In the connection oriented, we have a sender, receiver, and subnet, and there's a circuit. In the connectionless services is modeled with the letter by package. We have a UDP, user datagram protocol. We have a coexistence between the both kind of thing, with the connectionless or connection oriented. So datagram primitives are listen, connect, receive, send, and disconnect. We have understand this in our socket programming. So this is all about something we were discussing, and this is something we need to understand. This operating system has kernel protocol stack driver, client process the thing, and the server have the same thing. And this is how the connection manages itself. You understand the connection request, acknowledgement request for data, reply, disconnect. And this is all about the connection. And why I explored just to make you understand of our topics in our this concept derived in Unit 3. I hope you understand it well. Okay, we will have one more session about the datagram socket class. Okay, enjoy your time.